Suck it in. Suck it in.
Yeah, suck it in.
Everybody suck it in.
Welcome to Tuesday at 7. We are live, and we are with 3 of the members of VentanA, and we're here for a reason, and that is you guys are playing the Agora on Saturday.
Yeah.
There is a lot of history with you guys. A year ago, we did kind of a long-form interview at over an hour, but let's just kind of jump out there. There's, in terms of like maybe just kind of popcorn, some of the bands that you guys have played in. I mean, just
it goes back to me in the late '90s. Downfall of Society was my first band. Moco was that DJ Canister, and then from there,
Oh my lord!
I know it's deep cut.
That is deep cut.
I think I was in Dead Even for 4 minutes, which everyone I think was. I think everyone was in Dead Even at one point. I think Roger was the drummer of Dead Even originally, or something.
I was sure.
What else? And then from that spiraled into Mushroomhead for 21 years. Crossbreed in that band. Who else's band have I been in? Searched Dead Scrolls for a minute.
Cyclone 9.
I didn't do Cyclone 9. That was you. But yeah, me. And VentanA. And then that's it for now. That's it for now.
And Eric, Dan, I mean, throw in another.
I mean, I've always been in the local scene. I did Battlestar and Audible Thread. We had some mild success, and then I found hanging out with these guys was pretty cool.
Yeah, I discovered Battlestar. That's how we found him, because they played at the show, and I'm like, who the fuck is this band?
So many lights.
Good band, though. And I'm like, who's this asshole singing?
World Light Show.
You know?
Yes. Well, there was the goal. It's like when I wanted to go see bands, I didn't want to see guys in shirts. I wanted to see an experience, and that's what I try to create with Battlestar. And it took a long time. It's a lot of money, and I see what they were doing with VentanA, and we just kind of figured it out.
VentanA is 21
years.
21 years. Because last year was like a 20th reunion.
Yeah.
You guys had gotten back together for that 20th reunion, and then 21st year, you guys are doing a tour.
Yeah. So the 20 year happened, and the idea at that point was, we all have all these other things going on. Everyone's always so damn busy with their other things. I had other things going on too for the last few years, from COVID era on. And then we did the 20-year anniversary show, and it was so successful, we didn't know what that was going to do. It was the first time taking a challenge, headlining the Agora, which is insane to do unless you're a big band, because it's not going to look good at the Agora if you do 200 people. It's going to look like a joke, but it did way above expectations. This year it's doing even more than it did last year. The demand for the band keeps coming in now since we did that show, and there's more places asking. There's interest in Europe. There's interest from booking agents. There's interest of all these things. And we recently had a meeting and just talked about it's time to stop saying no. Like, we keep saying no because someone's doing something else, or someone's doing this, someone's doing that, and we're never getting that momentum that we need to. So this year, being 21 years, it's also an eye-opener going, wait, we've been doing this for 21 years, and we're still trying to figure it out. Why is that? Because we say no for 2 years. We say no. We say we can't do that tour. We can't do this. No, we can't go do that because singer's doing this, or the drummer's doing that, or I'm doing this. And I told everyone to F off for 2 years because of what I had going on. But this was more of, like I said, that eye-opener of going, hey, guys, get it together, because there is a demand out there for your band. You can't just play 1-2 shows a year, because there's so much more that this deserves its day in light, And I keep hearing more and more bands, too, on the radio and on Sirius XM, and that industrial metal thing is coming around slowly. I keep hearing these bands, and I'm like, we've already been doing this years ago, this blending and this style. Like, we already could have been at the cusp of this. We're losing, the chance we have, to make it work. So this year we're going like all in. From this show on, we're going to be touring, doing all kinds of shows. We got already booked on some festivals we're going to be announcing soon. There's just tons of stuff in the works right now. So it's all positive, like moving forward.
Dan is the drummer.
Yeah.
And I love because I loved on the way in, as I was coming in, you had shared, you're like, I was drumming and I felt that snow that I had throw off my driveway.
Yeah. It's crazy that it's become this now, that we're all old. And VentanA can legally buy beer now.
Yeah, the band can drink.
Yeah.
21 years.
But yeah.
The logo can drink.
And that's the thing, too, with all of this. You got to want to be there because you don't want to be in pain doing something that you hate. Like doing this with your friends and giving it the one more shot. I don't know. I think it's important right now for us. More so now than ever. Yeah. Or it's going to go away. Not to be a downer, but...
Well, yeah, I mean, it's now or,
It's now or never.
Yeah. Cool thing, too, about doing those anniversary shows, so, in a bigger realm, too, is a lot of our fans and friends are in their 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
They don't want to go to the small club, shoulder to shoulder, takes an hour to get a drink, getting bumped into. You tell them you're playing the Agora, like, oh, well, yeah, because there's space and seating and, parking, things like that. And in a proper PA, proper lighting, you get a real show there, which I know helps a lot, too. And every year, too, we put bands on that we're friends with or have worked with. And this year it's 216.
The return of 216.
The return of 216. They haven't played a show in 13 years.
Nice.
And even before I was in Mushroomhead and Dan was in Mushroomhead, we were fans of that band because 216 was J-Man, Gravy, Pig, and Skinny. 216 was an amazing band. And then they just haven't done anything in 13 years. So when we announced the show, J-Man and them, they had interest. They're like, hey, can we get on that show? I'm like, hell yeah, that'd be great. And then we got Polka Dot Cadaver, which used to be Todd, who used to do Dog Fashion Disco, for those familiar with that band. Polka Dot Cadaver is a sick band. But they're on it, and Todd actually sings on one of our songs on the last record, Support System. So he'll be able to do that with us, which we've never done live because he lives in a completely different state. So that'd be cool because we haven't done that yet. And then Kiss and Candace, I'm friends with those guys. Joey's a good friend of mine. And we've crossed paths numerous times over the years, and they've always wanted to get on the VentanA show, so they're going to be on it for this year.
Yeah.
But it's going to be it's those anniversary shows turned into a big anniversary family reunion. Like you can't even go into that crowd and take 5 steps without it being someone you knew, someone you talked to, friend, family member. It's just so it's cool, but you also get a hangover from just talking to people. Yeah. It's like you have to go. I only get 3 minutes to say hi because there's someone else I got to say hi to, and someone else you got to say hi to. So but it becomes cool. You see a lot of people you don't normally see because you do lose touch. A year goes by, you don't realize it, and then boom, okay, all your friends are at a show, and you can all hang out.
And we're in the audience going, hey, I haven't seen you for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and so that communal experience is. I mean, I know you guys are experiencing it from the stage, looking down. We're experiencing it from the audience looking up, and it's a great flow. So, if you have never watched a Tuesday at 7 interview, what we do is we encourage people to share. In the very bottom left-hand side of your screen, there's an arrow. You might say share, depending upon what phone you hold. But when you share, we know it. And this Friday, we're going to draw a winner. So if you share, your name goes in a drawing, and there's going to be
a pair of tickets to the show.
Pair of tickets.
We're going to draw 2 names Friday, and each name will get 2 tickets to the show. But you have to, like Roger said, you have to share this interview to enter. We will take all the names of everyone that shared. We'll jumble them up, and we'll announce it on Friday. We'll contact you.
5 o'clock on Friday.
Yes.
5 o'clock on Friday, we'll go ahead and draw the winner, 2 winners, and then the tickets will be waiting for you probably.
Your name will be on the guest list, and you'll get in.
So great incentive to share. If
you
were
can buy Roger drinks on that.
Yeah, buy me drinks. But just a quick one draw name. This was a winner probably a few weeks ago.
What are they winning?
This is actually
Naked Portrait of Craig Lau.
Craig Martini.
Oh,
we have a couple different CDs. Craig Martini.
It is a Craig.
It is a Craig. And no,
that's cool. All right, so the winner of the Craig Martini contest is Tasha Santiago.
Tasha, congratulations and thank you for sharing. I think that Tasha, I think her husband is the Scully Manor down in Old Brooklyn. If you ever been by that giant yard hunt, so Tasha, we'll get in contact with you and make sure that we get you these giveaways. But we're encouraging other folks to share this interview as well. 2 chances to win a pair of tickets.
So if you didn't get one, or if you're just bored and want something to do, come hang out with cool people.
Yeah, I had a question for Eric. Last year, I remember hearing you say something along the lines of, "There is something about hearing or feeling your voice through your feet."
Yeah. Oh no, I mean that's the first time I got to step on that stage. I've done so many small stages, and being able to be on the stage and feeling that momentum of how huge that sounds changes the way that you kind of articulate things. You know, like you can feel it through your feet. It comes out your face a little bit differently than it does when you're playing a small stage, for sure. And to be able to do that in my hometown and on this stage that I never thought I would ever be a part of ever in my entire life. There's a lot of intrinsic things that go on with that. So yeah, like the first time you sound check and you hear your voice going, yes, it makes you want to be the best that you can be, and it's so good. It's pretty great.
And that's probably why, after 20-some years of performing, why you guys are still doing it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's that moment, man. Like, it really is. Like, it feels incredible in the very most version of that word. It's incredible. Like, it feels like a moment that, like, it's right inside yourself, and you can just say you, and everything comes to your guts and everything. You're right there.
Yeah,
it was great.
What is the experience as you guys are leading an experience, right? And I know your word experience is overused, but that's one thing that comes to mind. As you're leading this experience, this communal experience, what is that like from your perspective?
From my perspective? Yeah. A little terrifying, because there's a lot riding on it, you know? I mean, it's amazing to have a great support system behind you, but leading in that experience and like channeling this idea into somebody else's face and watching it come back to you as a reflection is pretty incredible. So yeah, like I don't know.
I was stumped. I'm glad you started talking because I don't know how to answer that one.
Yeah. I was going somewhere.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But
it almost maybe defies words too, right? You know.
Well, no, it is. It absolutely defies words.
Connection.
It's
without even having to say a word.
Yeah.
Just of feeling something.
And unfortunately, like that's what I do on my day to day. Is I have these connections with people that always is disconnected all the time because they don't understand what my psycho brain is doing, and like everything is always out here all the time, and you're looking for reactions. And when you get this giant reaction, this big like snowball of stuff back at you, and you get to like absorb and then push it back, that's the best feeling. That's what it feels like on stage. To like really reciprocate that thing that is happening in the moment and push it back and be like, this is what you want. This is exactly
and another angle to that too is like a band starting off VentanA, and this before Eric was part of the band. We went from playing free shows to having to sell tickets to begging for favors. That Mushroom played show because we were in the band, and then to you're headlining the Agora and tickets are $30 and you have a ton of pre-sale is like insane to me. When we used to struggle just to sell 120 tickets and beg to sell $10 tickets, $15 tickets. Now it's like It's like that's a huge reward, and that's another reason why. Okay, there's more juice in this. We need to figure out how to make this work because this could be this every day in every city, every state, and there's no reason it can't be. So that is the next goal, is to feel that how we're going to feel on stage this Saturday is how I want to feel everywhere. That's how we deserve to. We put our time in. We've beyond paid our dues, like being in the music scene forever and doing everything we can to get ahead and get to that point and earn it, not just sit here and go, we can run. Like we've earned it to get to that point and went through the right channels to get there.
And it's theater. I mean, it is theater, right? Yeah. And it's just not, a concert. It's theater, what you guys are doing.
And it's a therapy almost in itself. I know it sounds selfish for me, but I'm playing to get shit out of my system. I'm a crazy person. We're all crazy. We're all touched in the head. But going up there for me and like beating the shit out of the drums, it's not beating the shit out of them to do it like, oh God, he's fucking beating them. It's just getting the pain out and just resonating with that kid that's down there that's watching, like, I can feel this. And like you said, all those parallels, like, that's what now it's about it for me. That's what I still love playing, and it's getting shit out. That's my only way I can get it out. These guys will tell you I'm a fucking nutcase. And they got to deal with me on the regular. But when I behind a set of drums, therapy.
My guess is this Saturday is not going to be a bro show.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
You never know.
How much makeup we have left.
Oh, you're talking about the actual
show.
Oh, you're actually.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Now okay.
We're all pros.
I'm like, well, we are. Oh, now I get it. No one dressed up.
Yeah. Oh, you think we're pros?
Everyone loves the bro show. And
we can be a new Bloodhound.
Yeah, the show where we dressed up like douchebag.
No, again,
college kids.
I think the way that this show is going to get put off, again, I mean, you nailed it the last time we did it. And I think the idea that you have is so spectacular and really just, it's going to be unbelievable. It's his brain, the way that he can, like, when I can tangibly understand what somebody is saying to me, like, and he just talked to me about, like, what do you want to do for what we're doing? That makes me want to do it so much more because they're fully into it. Not only that, but he's got a complete idea, and that is so much easier to fill that void. And like, if somebody gives you this carcass or something to like fill in, like yes, I got it. And, this one's going to be for the fucking books.
How much?
Make it cool.
How much of it is somewhat, finding the flow of the evening and shifting things up or improv? Or are you guys like, listen, we're pretty ready for a show that kind of fits really tightly. Are you that way, or might it shift the day of, or might it flow the day of?
We always think it's going to be insanely together, and it's going to be ABC, and then you show up, and it's instantly XYZ, and you got to figure out how to get back to ABC, and then before you know it, we're on stage in 10 minutes. What the fuck happened?
But you have to be agile. You have to be,
But
why is that dude so mad? I don't know.
But luckily, we've spent years trying to make it as easy on us as possible. And Agora is great to us. Chris Zitterbar and everyone over there at the Agora are awesome. Like, we're able to advance things. It's going to be there. Like, everything's awesome. And that's another benefit of playing a real venue, as opposed to nothing against the small clubs, but you're there at 2:00 load in. They still don't show up till 3, and then the sound guy shows up with a bad attitude, and it's always a whole thing. So it's very relieving that we have a bigger show to stress about, but it's almost less stressful because there's so many elements that are set up in advance or people that have our back.
Well, and I mean, you two in particular are very versed in like how to put a production out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's what it is. Like, this is an experience that we want to give people. It's not just like, we're not 5 dudes in like jeans and t-shirts like playing the fucking show. Like, this is an experience we want to show you. And that's why I love being a part of this. Sure.
Because it's such a theatrical production, you guys could probably pass around and people would go, I had no idea that you were the lead singer for VentanA, right? Because
What's up?
because you guys are very
And I'm generally not.
How does that affect the performance? I'm saying that because in the past, and I don't know when the last time we wore gas masks.
It's been a few years.
It's been a few years.
We realized that.
I never got a mask.
No, he wasn't in that era, but
Lucky you.
the gas mask
That's all I
happened
ever
just
wanted.
because being in Mushroomhead and being a fan of theatrical bands, it's like I don't ever want to go on stage as this boring dude. I always want to be something larger than life. Another reason for that is that you're then ageless when you're larger, when you're that character. There's a reason why Kiss still wears makeup. Because they can still look like they did 50, 60 years ago, however old they are now. Damn, anyway, I always want to do something theatrical, and wearing gas mask wasn't the end goal. That was just something for the time. And we had an unfortunate situation then, too, as our singer that we had on the first record, Matt Foran. He couldn't get his work schedule to, line up with our first tour. So I already booked the tour. This is back when we put that first record out. Tour was booked. Venues are sending in deposits. We're good to go. Singer calls. I can't get off work. Well, I'm not canceling because we're finally getting out there. Again, this is the things that hold you back. And so we had our friend, was it Steve the first time?
Yeah, it was
Steve
Rockhorse.
So Steve Rockhorse, who is now the singer also for Mushroomhead. He wasn't at the time. I called him up because he's a great singer, and I knew he could nail those kind of vocal styles. He had 2 weeks notice, something like
less
that.
than that.
We gave him well, hey, you need to learn this headlining set. He learned it. We went on. So the gas mask kind of came into play almost on accident, I think, because we're not going to say anything because
Put a gas mask.
no one knows who this band really is anyway. They just know that there's some guys from Mushroomhead are in it. So we're let's just fucking not say shit. Because, you're going to say, hey, we're finally going on tour, everyone. Come check us out. And by the way, our singer quit. So it's let's just, attention. So that's why the masks came up. And the gas mask was the only thing we come up with. So I'm a fan of that look, the apocalyptic, end of the world style.
For that album cycle, too.
But then instantly people are like, oh, trying to be Mushroomhead, trying to be Slipknot. I'm like, here we go all over again. So we've spent years trying to come up with something better, and it took just getting rid of them to kind of just figure out something different. Who knows where it'll go?
Uncomfortable,
from here,
fucking unpleasant experience ever.
Yeah, I guess there's that too.
Dripping and
Dude, you're trying to. Hey, wait a second. There's a problem here. This then you're ripping your ears, the headphones out of your ears, trying to put them on with a fucking mask on. It's miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
I'm
not miserable calf.
I'm
miserable.
I'm on team understand now because the glass would fog up. That's when it started changing. We started cutting pieces out and doing more, and they started getting cool. We had the lights going on and shit, but it's still just.
Oh yeah, it got way better. Oh, we don't have to. We can wear these
Coney
shit in them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you're trying to sing and you get that Coney sound, and there's just a lot more pros to get rid of them.
and for guitarists and percussionists, you're like, I can't
fucking
even sing.
There's a funny one. One of our older guitar players.
So cool. And it flies on your face.
Yeah, one of our old guitar players, VentanA. We did a show.
Oh my!
When he was filling in for a short period of time, and I bought it was an M80, I think, or an M20 mask. But I saw it online and it had the black lenses, and I'm like, oh, that looks sick because I don't got to worry about the makeup. So I get him this mask, not realizing that it's made for when you're in the desert, and it's so bright that you can see.
Why is
so these lenses were so tinted that you have to be in super bright white light to see normal. I didn't know that. I would give it to him. He goes on stage. You couldn't see shit. So he's playing this whole set. And he got through the set. He wasn't even facing the crowd.
He was facing the fucking banner. Dog.
He was facing the backdrop, like
like, yo,
rocking out and like doing his thing in autopilot. He wasn't even facing the right way.
Like, what did I do wrong? I can't see anything.
It was pretty. That was pretty funny. That was East Peoria, right?
Yeah, the brass rail.
Yeah, brass
where you
rail.
go onto the stage through a fucking window on the side of the. You crawl through a window to get down to the stage.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
With Jeff going through that motherfucker to Mushroom Head, he's like,
Yeah,
he's fuck.
yeah. The entry to the stage was it was like a house or a small bar
Yeah.
turned into a club.
Yeah, it was like a barn.
And yeah, you went through a
Fucking
window. You had to climb through a window to get onto the stage.
It's crazy.
So,
Intros rolling.
but then we get to play the Agora. So.
If you didn't join us earlier, if you shared this interview, we're going to draw 2 names on Friday. If you share this interview, we know you shared, and we're going to do a drawing on Friday at about 5 o'clock. And if your name is drawn, you'll get a pair of tickets. So 2 pairs of tickets will be provided for sharing this this video. We're talking with VentanA about their Agora show this Saturday, January 11th. But you guys aren't just done at the Agora, right? You guys are playing some more shows this year,
so
right?
like the Friday after, we're playing the Almighty Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan.
Big Johns.
So yeah, we'll be playing their big history with that club and Kevin Zink and all the staff there.
Yeah.
That's the same show too, right?
Yeah, it'll be roughly the same show. It probably won't be as many songs. 216 will be on that show as well. And I think that's it, the 2 bands. So, got a bunch of suffering to go through. But yeah, Machine Shop's always a great time. It's a great venue. Super cool. And then in February, we're going out and doing 2 weeks with our friends in Cyclone 9. We're going to hit down the East Coast through Texas, back up. And then we got another tour in the works that's going to be announced soon in April. Can't say the details of that yet because they haven't announced it, so I don't want to be that guy. Some festivals in the summer that are already getting locked in and confirmed, and then there's also a fall tour that's being worked on as well right now. So there's a lot of things moving because we're, again, just not saying no.
Yeah.
And things are already happening just because of that. So it's definitely inspiring. And a lot of that came to light when I recently went on that Killer's Confession tour with J-Man and Waylon. And the way Waylon is doing things with his band, Killer's Confession, really kind of opened my mind to see how, okay, this is how I should be doing it with my own band. And it can be self-sustaining, it can be successful. So it was definitely eye-opening to go out on that one and see how he's running things. There's a lot of things that I, honestly, it's hard for me to admit that I didn't even think of. And I'm like, oh shit, that is what I should have been doing, or that's, that. So definitely inspired me even more to go, we got to get VentanA going, because if Waylon can do it, we can do it. Hi, Waylon.
How y'all doing?
If that motherfucker could figure it out.
And he's not just figuring that out, he's doing audio now. He's fixing audio problems on stage. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, he loads trailers?
He loads trailers. Good for you, Way. Good for you.
Over the years, over 21 years of VentanA, you've had a lot of members, right?
Yeah.
You had a lot of members. Well, like how many members have been part of the evolution of where you guys are at now?
At least one for every year.
About one for every year.
Gotta be. Yeah. I mean, we were on, singer number 5.
This regular.
4 guitar players, 2 different bass players.
Yeah.
You're the 2nd drummer.
Yeah.
And then we had...
He played one show in a Miller Lite shirt. And I was your
No, I'm saying, but then we had Trauma for a short period of time when you had touring going on. Trauma was a drummer, head PE.
Between us, Mushroom Head, and Integrity. That's there's ex-members.
It's got to be, close to 15, 16 different people have been in and out of this band.
Sometimes it's important, right? Just handing the baton or moving.
Yeah, or you just don't work properly with the people, or their personal life changes, or hey, I got a kid now and I can't go out in a van for 2 weeks.
I shovel a lot of that way, and my fucking shoulder doesn't work right.
Yeah,
so I don't want to play drums anymore. You do it. Shit happens, man.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a long time, and then you realize too, like, if it was a different lineup at that time, and we had actually gotten somewhere, maybe it wouldn't have gotten as far because it was more destructive then. Personalities clash more, so then you get to that success level, And if your personalities already don't work together, it's just going to get amplified. Yeah.
I would imagine that without large personalities, right, and without the creative stuff, you need those strong personalities together to be a effective band, right? Yeah. But sometimes they just don't work, right?
Yeah.
Or sometimes they work for a period and then and then and then it explodes.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that we might see out of VentanA in the future? Is it gonna be, the hopes to tour more? Is this
just more us putting out more content, being more consistent, not waiting 2 years to do something, not waiting 5 years to put out a record. We're already working on new music. Hope to have a record at least out by the end of the year, if not sooner. But I don't want to say anything yet, but I'm not sure. But definitely, new music, more videos, more consistency, getting on bigger tours, opening up for people, and just staying more relevant.
Yeah.
Is, basically the only goal I can see in front of us right now without getting too far ahead of ourselves, and see if we can become self-sustaining and make this work. Because again, we're all getting to that age where it's like, should we or shouldn't we? Yep. Eventually you got to go, when do you give up? And it's hard to, because then you do a show like this, the Agora, and you see the power it has. You're like, well, shit, we need to figure this out, So we're going to give it a couple of years and see what we can crack open.
Right. Well, we appreciate you guys joining us today. Eric, vocals. Dan, drums.
You forgot my name already, man.
And
my dumbass. I do a lot of everything.
You do a lot of everything.
Well, live, it's just keyboards and backing vocals. And when Scott can't make the shows, I do the lead vocals.
And Scott will be there?
Scott will be there.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, he lives in New York now. And then with now him being in Mushroomhead, that's also caused a lot of us saying no. And that's not his fault, not nobody's fault. It just is what it is. So that's why we came up with the solution. Well, if we get a good opportunity for a show and you can't be there, we're just going to play it.
Yeah.
And we got Eric there. We're definitely going to play it. And
Now
I'll just do
best.
Scott's parts, because it is that kind of band where it doesn't have to be the same. It can be kind of mixed up and jumbled up, and it's still going to be a great show no matter what. I forgot what I was doing.
Well, no, I think that's
I forgot what I was doing.
that's the key.
I was parlaying that.
It's still going to be a good show no
Yeah.
matter what. Like, it's always going to be a good show, and that's what VentanA is always going to promise. It's like it's going to be a performance. It's not like you're going to see bands and shirts. It is an experience. It's a good show.
Well, you'll see something, alright.
For
A
sure.
couple of people want to know when the VIP.
They're announcing that tomorrow on the Agora's. The Agora is sending out email blasts to everyone that got VIP, and you will be notified. I'm not saying the time now, because if I'm wrong, you're all going to say that I was wrong. But the Agora will be contacting you.
Well, you're right.
I'm always wrong. Yep. And then Tommy Schaffer couldn't be here because he works at his bar, Never Say Dive,
And
in
by
Old
the way,
Brooklyn.
and by the way, that's where we met just a little bit over a year ago. And Never Say Dive is a great place to be. So
It's a fun
shout
bar.
out there too. We appreciate you guys joining us. Again, we encourage you to share this video. On the very bottom left-hand side of your screen, there's a arrow. When you share, we know it. And on Friday, about 5 o'clock, we're going to draw 2 names. If your name is drawn, we will have a pair of tickets waiting for you, and we'll make sure we get in contact with you. So if you share this video, make sure you check Facebook Messenger Friday after 5 o'clock, because if you win, there'll be a message waiting for you.
Check your spam folder, too. That's probably where it's going to go if you've never wrote us before. That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
I never got contacted. It's in your spam.
Share if you're watching. Share it, please.
Share it.
Share it. Share it.
Share it, Osborne.
If you believe.
Smash
It's
that
a
like
joke.
button.
Share it.
Oh, I said share it out.
We're all getting older. No, share. Sonny, get share.
I get that, too. She's got inducted in the rock
That's
hall.
terrible. Rest in peace, Bill Korecki. What up, J-Man? My stocks. Thanks for texting me.
We will see you guys on Saturday, and expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
See you then.
Thanks, guys.